Well, this might just be the perfect weather to wrap up summer with. It's also a great excuse to entertain, and so best-selling cookbook author and culinary expert Dan Clapson joins us now to provide some inspiration. Good morning, Dan.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being with us. We are focusing on two of the greatest things, probably whiskey and blueberries.
Yeah, you know what?
Today.
Yeah, 'tis the season.
Isn't it though?
Yes.
Let's start off with the drinks. You have created some wonderful mixes here.
Yes, absolutely. So we're going to start off with a couple ideas for spiking easy summer drinks. So over here, I'm using Grant's, which is a really interesting whiskey. It uses 3 types of wood. It has some fruit notes in there, some vanilla, and of course a bit of smokiness. So it really lends itself well to things like homemade iced tea or homemade lemonade. So on my right, if you've never made homemade iced tea before, it's very, very simple. You just steep some black tea of preference, can be Earl Grey or orange pekoe, what have you. Sweeten it with a bit of sugar or simple syrup, add some lemons, and you're pretty much good to go. I put about 1.5 ounces of whiskey in there because I like to treat myself on a Thursday, there we go. On
a blank day, yeah.
Exactly. And this here, again, very simple homemade lemonade, again, spiked with a bit of whiskey. It just sort of adds an extra depth to it. And I like the fact that when you drink whiskey, you can drink it, of course, like as is or on ice, and that's a really nice way to do it. But a lot of people don't often think of whiskey as a summer beverage. So that's kind of why I show that off here.
That's true.
Yeah.
It does. I want to smell this because I like the way that you... Oh yeah, I can see that. Okay, yeah. I like the way that you describe how, because I think when we think whiskey, it feels like dark rooms and, you know.
And like cigars and winter and, you know, like winter spices. And whiskey can definitely be an all-season drink. So I think these are good examples of that for sure.
And then you also have suggestions, just you could do this without if you have guests that are, you know, in a non-alcoholic.
Absolutely. So I'm using wild blueberries in a few different ways here. Again, you can find them, they're Canadian grown. You can find them in grocery stores frozen, of course, and sometimes fresh if you're lucky, especially if you have friends on the East Coast. They could maybe mail you some wild blueberries, which is very nice. But I like them because, again, they have a lot of great health properties. They're good high in fiber, antioxidants, and you can use them in a myriad of ways. I use them in the lemonade here, again, just for a little bit of, I don't want to call it healthy lemonade, but you know, it does boost it a little bit. And over here, I did a spin on a traditional Cobb salad. So we have the blueberries mixed in there with tomatoes, cucumbers. I used farmer's sausage instead of bacon, hard-boiled egg, and then some good quality deli turkey meat.
Absolutely. Also great for smoothies. Like I think we always already were thinking of it for things like smoothies or for like a yogurt parfait kind of a dessert. But you're right. It's nice to sort of add that. It really is a berry that punches above its weight class.
It really does. And I love that it holds its texture, whether it's fresh or frozen or cooked. I really do love that. And this is sort of a cheat version of a yogurt parfait. It's a little bit sweeter than like a healthy breakfast. But again, there's Greek yogurt in there for protein. I added some maple syrup and a bit of cream just to kind of add some richness. You can serve this as a dessert or for breakfast if you wanted. And I should probably also mention that the Canadian Wild Blueberry Association is having a fun contest right now called Wild Blue Mess on their Instagram account. My hands are purple right now, which there's a huge mess over here of blueberries. So
no one needs to know about that,
But if you head to their Instagram, you can find out more about that. You can win some grocery gift cards and fun times.
Absolutely.
Show your mess.
And you also have some of your recipes posted on there.
Yes, we do. So you can find some recipes of mine on there, and there's a whole bunch of other wild blueberry recipes on their website. So that's a great resource. And these I'll pop on, I think, eatnorth.com later this week as well.
Amazing. Dan, thank you so much for your time today, your inspiration. I think we're long weekend ready now. For more information, you can check out those links on your screen. Dan Clapson, a best-selling cookbook author and culinary expert. And you can also learn more about that Wild Blue Mess contest by checking out Dan's website.